Hey, John? John? Yes. So John is still out of the country, and we've had a little bit of a hiccup in connecting this week for the podcast, so we're going to try something different this week. We thought it would be fun, for me at least, to go back into the archives and turn this into a something fun episode. So I pulled a few different clips from the earlier days of the podcast. First up, we'll look at episode 8, February 2nd, 2018. My something fun at the time was to have both John and I pull up our Amazon history and share what our very first purchase on Amazon was. If you're thinking books, you're probably right. But anyways. And then John's something fun that week was the beginning of a recurring topic on the show. It was how he got started in beekeeping. So here's how that show went back in February of 2018.
You got something fun for me?
Yes, I do. So my something fun this week is you and I are both going to go back into our Amazon search history.
Okay.
Out ourselves for the very first thing we ever bought on Amazon. I haven't looked. So I have no idea what the very first thing is and what the date was of the very first thing I bought on Amazon. So you're going to have to use your clicky keyboard.
They go all the way back?
Yeah, they go all the way back. So you're going to have to use your clicky keyboard.
All right. Ooh. Okay. I'm logged in. I can see my orders.
I have to hit my two-step verification. Hold on. All right. Orders. All right. So what year was your first order?
2002.
Okay, let's see. Mine was 2000.
Wow, you beat me by 2 years.
Beat you by 2 years. All right.
That's amazing.
Oh, hey, well, this isn't darn. Well, mine's very, very boring.
I was going to say, I think this is probably. I'm going to guess. Let me guess what yours is.
All right.
I'm going to guess it's a book.
Well. Yes. It's 4 books.
Oh, wow. I'm amazing. I'm going
to bet yours is a book, too.
I'm going to guess mine was like Christmas gifts for my wife.
All right. So here's my order. November 3rd, 2000. Learning Perl. Unix Power Tools. Sed and Awk, the Nutshell Handbook, and Programming in Perl 3rd edition. So that was my first order ever on Amazon, was $161.69 worth of Perl and Unix tools books.
Wow, that is, look at that. I had 3 orders in 2002.
All right.
And they were all in December, and they were all dressage books. So presumably for my wife.
For horses.
Yes, for horses. Basic Training of the Young Horse, The Complete Training of Horse and Rider, and the Principles of Classic Dressage, Considering the Horse, Dressage Formula, Dressage and Lightness, A Good Horse is Never a Bad Color, and Dressage, The Art of Classical Riding. These were expensive books, too.
All right, anyway, so that was my fun thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was fun. I got it. Hold on. I got one more thing on this.
Yeah.
So in 2003, the next year, I only had 1 order, but it was for The Best of James Taylor and Spirited Away. So evidently in 2003, we branched out into music, which was, on CDs for those people who don't remember that. And Spirited Away is a wonderful movie. If you have not seen that, you should.
I think I actually have that.
You should go see that.
Because I had little girls. They're no longer little, but they liked that movie.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well that was fun. That was definitely something fun.
Yeah. So if you're listening, just for giggles, go back, find your first order, and see what it was. Probably a book.
That's probably a book. That's cool.
All right.
All right. So I'll give you my fun thing, which is a little bit. Again, I don't actually know how this is going to turn out, but I went to a my first bee meeting last night. So the Tualatin Valley Beekeepers Association meets in the community house in North Plains on the last Tuesday of every month. So I went last night, and I listened to a professor from OSU give a talk on bees, because I'm going to start a hive this summer as a project, and hopefully I will get honey at some point in time.
I hope you get honey too, because that means I might get honey.
I have now read a book. Shirley gave me a book for Christmas, which I read while we were on Christmas break, and then I also have bought a couple other books since then. But I have read that people get into bees because they think that they will like the honey, and they get out of bees because they can't cope with all the honey. So.
Well, there you go.
On this side of that chasm, that seems like a fun problem to have.
Exactly.
So we'll see. Anyway.
You deal with getting stung and just bring me the honeycomb. I'm good with that.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. That'll be my summer project though. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Awesome. That was fun.
Yeah. See, that'll be cool.
All right, so next up, since this is episode 242, I thought I'd pull in episode 42, which was titled Wisely Sensitive, from September of 2018, where the something fun was fun facts about the number 42. All right, so my something fun.
Yes.
My something fun in honor of episode 42.
This is episode 42.
A couple fun facts about the number 42. So from a tech nerd perspective, the TIFF image format, tagged image file format, TIFF, the second 16-bit word of every file is 42. And it's arbitrary but carefully chosen number to help identify it as a TIFF file. So, a lot of image formats have a tag at the beginning to tell what type it is. It's 42.
I did not know that.
The password expiration policy for a Microsoft Windows domain defaults to 42 days.
I did not know that either.
Also a fun fact. And the ASCII code 42 is for the asterisk symbol. And what is an asterisk symbol in programming? It's usually a wildcard or a pointer for everything.
So wait a second. Didn't the ASCII codes predate Douglas Adams?
Oh, you hit my punchline before the punchline.
Oh, I did? Oh, I'm sorry.
But yes, it did. That's what I'm saying. All right. And then 4.2 is the maximum safe voltage for most lithium-ion batteries. A couple other numbers of 42. I'm a big baseball fan. 42 is the jersey number of Jackie Robinson, which is the only number that's been retired by all Major League Baseball teams. So,
wow.
I'll just throw that one out as a baseball fan. And then, of course, to hit the computer nerd sweet spot, 42, as we both know, is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
It is indeed.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams.
Yes.
So, anyways,
yes.
That was my something fun in honor of episode 42.
Homage to the meaning of life. Okay, but I gotta go look. I mean, did Douglas Adams choose 42 because it was an asterisk? Is it random, or did the asterisk come after? Did the ASCII code table come after? I gotta look that up.
Good times. All right, so now jumping ahead a little bit, let's look at episode 96 from October of 2019. The title, An Especially Hardy Perennial. Jon brings up probably the first good password ever by Ken Thompson, one of the early pioneers in computer science. And then we discuss a patent about something absolutely insane. Here's how that went.
Okay. So I have two something funs, kinda. The first is a short thing, but it is. Did you see this link that I posted?
Yes.
This is awesome.
Yes, I did.
So this was. So Ken Thompson, one of the early, Unix founders, let's say. So let's see. This is Ken Thompson's Unix password. So this is a comment by I don't know Leah Newkirchen, but this is a comment that says somewhere around 2014, I found an Etsy password file in some dumps of the BSD3 source tree containing passwords of all the old timers, such as Dennis Ritchie, Ken Thompson, Brian Kernighan, Stephen Bourne, and Bill Joy. And if you recognize some of those names from, say, Kernighan and Ritchie, or Bourne, again, Shell, or I think Bill Joy, son, right? Anyway, so the password Etsy password file being checked in means that you could go try and crack their passwords. So this person did that, and a bunch of them were really easy to crack. It was fine. And for example, he said Kernighan used /period, comma, /period, comma. So basically rolling the right fingers down on the lower left-hand corner.
Yep.
Blah, blah. And this is early days of Unix, and the algorithm they used was limited to 8 characters. So no password could be more than 8 characters. But Ken's password couldn't be cracked or eluded him at the time. And so this was somebody cracked it and found out what it was. Took 4 days on a AMD Radeon Vega 64 running Hashcat at 930 million hashes per second. So basically trying to brute force this.
Right.
And it found his password, which was basically a chess move, which I don't know. So I guess I don't know what P/Q2 is, probably queen 2 to queen 4.
Right. Something like that.
I don't know chess notation, but evidently Ken Thompson's has a background in computer chess, and his password was essentially a chess move. So even
pawn
back in,
something, queen 2. I bet you P is pawn. Yeah. I don't know the notation either, but
yeah. So that's probably pawn from queen 2 to queen 4.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was cool. So that's cool. So good on Ken Thompson for using a hard to guess, hard to crack password 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I'm not sure when BSD3 would have been. Have to be early 80s. So anyway, I thought that was cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Very cool.
And this did you read the second file?
I did not read it. I saw the headline.
Absolutely crazy sauce. So I'm not sure this could be something fun, but I saw this link. I actually read this article. I read it while I was sitting in the back of one of my son's classes the other night, and I was reading this going, this is insane. I don't understand. No way. So read this. I don't know. Conspiracy theory or what, but this is claims by the Navy's Advanced Aerospace Tech for some patent filings for basically
just trolling.
It's got to be a troll, right?
I'm looking through it now.
So this is like a room temperature superconductor, and for a high energy craft that could move in both space and water at super speeds by and basically the patent office. The reason why this is so crazy, and this article is insanely long, but the reason why this is so crazy is the patent office basically declined or denied these patents because it said that sorry, I don't have the text in front of me, but it basically said that these are things that the scientific community says are impossible. And so the Naval Air Warfare Center's Aircraft Division patent attorney and Chief Technology Officer James Sheehy send signed letters under oath saying that, asserting that these inventions are not only enabled, meaning that they're close to, they're possible, feasible, but they're operable, meaning that they have been implemented. So, which is insane. So there's a whole bunch of info in here, and
if you could do this, why would you patent this? This is not something that you need to. This is like
it's got to be like trade. So that's one of the. That's one of the
functional.
If you read all the way down to the bottom, they're interviewing some physicists who basically are like, no, this can't be real, and that. Let me see if I can pull up one of the things down here. Oh, I can't find it in time, but there was something, it's basically like, are we trying to cause other countries to basically doubt what's possible and what we've got? And so, yeah, because this is just wild conspiracy theory. It was just a crazy article. It was linked by somebody in the security industry that I follow on Twitter, and I read it. I'm just like, this is insane.
My favorite quote here is, as another physicist I spoke with put it, this bears no more resemblance to quantum physics as I understand it than it does the Force from Star Wars.
Right.
So, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go. It's possible that these patents are part of some ongoing information campaign designed to make America's competitors question what types of black budget research is currently underway. Yeah.
There seems like there'd be different ways to leak that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the physicist, one of the physicist's comments was, these patents signified, quote, nothing more than an illustration of the need for transparency and peer review, but that even with such niceties, nonsense gets funded. But nonsense seems an especially hardy perennial in hierarchical, closed, and secretive organizations. Oh, anyway, so this is fun. Okay. Anyway, with that, you can go to bed with a laugh and a smile on your face.
That's awesome. All right, and finally, from December of 2020, episode 156, so 3 years into the podcast, Sadness on a Stick was the title. We have a Star Wars scroll creator website, and then because apparently at some point I had done something fun that was technically not fun, Jon brings up the Arecibo Collapse before moving on to his actual fun, Chapel of the Ancients, and then Jon can't help himself and throws in a third item, Human Nature, a documentary about CRISPR, which has also been a recurring theme.
Okay, man. How about something fun? What'd you bring me this week?
My something fun. Since I already kind of did two something fun follow-ups.
Yeah.
I'm stealing, I think I stole from a friend of ours, Dan, threw this in our Slack, and I think I stole something fun that Dan posted a little while ago too. I'm stealing yet another one. So this one essentially is the Star Wars intro creator. So, the iconic Star Wars introduction with the toilet paper scroll going up, the screen into infinity, right? With, episode 1, episode 2, and then the description.
Yeah.
You can type whatever you want in there. You can change instead of having it say Star Wars, you can change it to whatever you want, Spaceballs, and put your episode title and your paragraph of text and hit generate, and it will generate the whole Star Wars title sequence for you, along with music and the final scroll down to the under construction Death Star. So that is just a fun website to go mess with.
Super, super cool. I hope that the audio didn't just come through, because I was like, is that going to have audio on it? Yes, it did, because I just did it.
Yeah, and
we'll see if it comes through on the edit.
You can download the video if you want to. You can download the video that you create. I didn't. It's requesting. Give us some money if you like this and you want to download the video. Give us some money and we'll generate the HD version. I'm sure there's a free version that's just standard def or something or smaller, but I didn't get to that point. I just played around with it a little bit. And
what this kind of stuff is awesome for?
What's that?
Presentations.
Yeah.
When you want like a good intro slide or something like that for your presentation, you can, put it in something like this and then.
And if you look at the website off to the right, it also has Game of Thrones intro creator, Westworld intro creator, Stranger Things intro creator. So they haven't just done the Star Wars one, although Star Wars is probably the easy one for most people to recognize. But you can do whatever kind of creator you want. And if you have Bitcoin, you can pay him in Bitcoin. So
that's pretty cool.
I don't think I've said Bitcoin on the podcast for several months.
Oh, it has been a while, hasn't it? It has been a while.
All right, there you go. That was my something fun, which I totally stole from Dan. Thanks, Dan.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, I have one kind of something fun in the Eric. It's actually not fun vein, and then I have a real something fun. So my actually is not really very fun, but is homage to the Arecibo Observatory telescope, which collapsed like 2 days ago.
I saw that.
So this is most people. I don't know. Maybe most people. I don't know if most people have seen the movie Contact, but this is one of the places that she goes. And it is a gigantic 1,000-foot wide dish in a valley in Puerto Rico that had how big was it? It said a 900-ton equipment platform suspended 500 feet above the dish. So so this is what they were used to send radio or radar out into the they could bounce things off of asteroids. They said. But the evidently a month or so ago, a cable broke that was holding this 900-ton equipment platform up, and the NSF, National Science Foundation, said that, it said, the Arecibo Observatory had been slated last month to be withdrawn from service, with the NSF citing risk of an uncontrolled collapse because of failures in the cables suspending the platform and its huge Gregorian dome above the 1,000-foot wide reflector dish. So, but, overnight, must have been 11:30, November 30th. It crashed, and I haven't seen further info about what I don't think anything can be done to resurrect it. That wouldn't have been better to do before it collapsed. So I think it is done for.
Which is too bad.
Yeah. So it was, the one comment about this was, I pulled two other things out of here from the article. One of which was the idea for the observatory was conceived in the late 50s by Cornell University professor William E. Gordon. and that the site in Puerto Rico was chosen to take advantage of the vicinity to the equator and the topography, which provided a nearly spherical valley. So they minimized the excavation. So anyway, I'm sorry to have seen that happen. And not fun. The real fun thing is, I don't know if you saw this one before, but this is...
I did not.
The tens of thousands of Ice Age paintings across a cliff face in Colombia. So this is awesome. Awesome. So sorry, I should read my notes instead of just opening up the article to reread the article. But so, quote unquote, evidently there's going to be a special. Did they say what series it was going to be on? It was discovered earlier in the year, but they kept it secret while they filmed a... What did it say? This discovery was made last year, but has been kept secret until now as it was filmed for a major Channel 4 series to be screened in December, Jungle Mystery Lost Kingdoms of the Amazon. So it is... it is... Let's see. Where is it? Here's my quote. Hailed as the Sistine Chapel of the Ancients, archaeologists have found tens of thousands of paintings of animals and humans created up to 12,500 years ago across cliff faces that stretch across nearly 8 miles in Colombia.
Wow.
Their date is based partly on depictions of now extinct Ice Age animals, such as the mastodon. There are also, which hasn't roamed South America for at least 12,000 years. There are also images of the paleo llama, an extinct camelid, as well as giant sloths and Ice Age horses.
What's an Ice Age horse?
I don't know that.
Oh, I have something to Google now.
You can Google it. You can Google. I don't know. I'm going to guess a really big horse. So let's see. I think the one other kind of big quote I pulled out here, but then you kind of got to go read the article, look at the paintings. I cannot even figure out how have they survived for 12,000 years. One of the most fascinating things was seeing the Ice Age megafauna, because that's a marker of time. I don't think people realize the Amazon has shifted in the way it looks. It hasn't always been this rainforest. When you look at a horse or mastodon in these paintings, of course they weren't going to live in a forest. They're too big. Not only are they giving clues about when they were painted, that in itself is just mind-boggling, but they are also giving clues about what this very spot might have looked like, more savanna-like. Because this is deep inside the Amazonian rainforest, right? But 12,000 years ago, it wasn't a rainforest.
It wasn't something to be deep into.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway.
I'm going to have to read this article now.
This was my real something fun. Exactly, right? You, Mr.
Me and my love
Mr.
of
Documentary
documentaries.
Man. Yeah.
Exactly.
So check it out. Oh, shoot. Oh, gosh.
Bang.
All right, I'm going to have a third something fun. And I won't too much about it. Just go watch Human Nature film. Human Nature film? Was it called Human Nature film or just Human Nature? It's on Netflix. Called Human Nature, but it's about CRISPR. It was awesome.
Oh, I did see that. I did see that.
Okay.
Yeah, I put that on my to watch list, but yeah.
I forced the whole family to sit down and watch it with me. It was awesome. It was cool.
Did the family think
they did not object? They did not object. No, they thought it was cool too.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Alrighty. All right. And with that, I hope you enjoyed a short look backwards at our almost 5 years of the Mostly Security podcast. We'll be back next week. All right. Have a good night, John. Bye.